I'm writing something, if I'm writing a blog post or an article, it's hard to keep track because I'm constantly scanning and
Right.
regurgitating again and again. So probably like for an article, I'll write the article, first draft, and then save the draft and just read it. So I'll probably go through it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, maybe at least, start to finish. Sometimes more, depending how long it is and depending how detailed I want it to be. Now, for a speech or a verbal presentation, I don't really compose a lot of text. I have bullet points and sub-bullet points, but the whole point for me is to practice the speaking and the demeanor and the body language and the vocal tonality and the intonation and the hand gestures, and to anchor the verbal with the nonverbal and connect them together. And same concept with a slide deck is like, as I'm developing the slide deck, I'm also developing my verbal delivery in conjunction with that, side by side, essentially. So I kind of develop them both simultaneously and I build them out. But yeah, I mean, much of the stuff that I present on, I've presented on it many times. I know the information backwards and forwards, so I don't really need to do that much practice and rehearsal. For a lot of speaking opportunities, I'll just throw down some bullet points and then I just get on camera and just start riffing, basically.
Right.
And that serves my purpose, in terms of conveying the key information that the audience needs to know. So I don't like to overwork it.
Sure.
If it's a huge opportunity, a big speaking opportunity, then I'll definitely do, let's say, like a 20-minute presentation. I'll definitely do at least 3 or 4 run-throughs before that. But I like to have, this is my personal thing, I'm comfortable with uncertainty. In fact, I'm more comfortable with a high level of uncertainty compared to a lot of people, I think. Like I've always had some kind of ability to just riff, So like a person could throw a topic at me totally unexpected and I can do something with it.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to be gold, but there's going to be something there. So I don't like to overwork the content because I like to have a connection with the audience in the moment. And like wherever I'm flowing, I just want to flow in that direction. For me, that's charisma.
Sure.
And I think that nonverbal aspect and the attitude aspect makes a much bigger difference than getting the content perfect and the substance perfect. That being said, it also depends for other people. Other people, it's critical for them to get the substance perfect. And if there's, for whatever reason, in their working context or in their office, like the data and the evidence is critical, right? For me, it's not as critical because I talk about a lot of soft skills and a lot of abstract things.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those things make a difference. I think the bottom line is people need to really know themselves and they need to really know their context and the audience and what the audience is expecting from them and what's going to enable them to move the needle the most for that audience.
Sure. I think I'm confusing you with somebody else. There was somebody who recently told me that for each presentation that they give, they go over it probably 100 different times. And I was like, 100 different times? Like, who has time to do that? Was it Steve Jobs? Was that you who told me that?
I don't think he did it 100 times. He may have done parts on that order, but he would start rehearsing at least 3 weeks in advance of a big event. Yeah,
which is great. If you've got the time to do that, that's awesome. But
and keep in mind, he also had literally tens of billions of dollars on the line. I don't have that problem. I don't have that.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet.
I wish I had that issue, right?